There are two ways to look at the improved Nintendo Switch OLED console. Either positively as an all-round improved console with bigger and brighter screen tech, or cynically as a half-baked progression over the original model, not bringing anything extra really to the game. We've had the Switch OLED in hand for more than a week now, and since day one, we've gone in with an open mind. From our perspective, the original Switch was a total game-changer console, one that we've loved using for years now. So to have one that improves on the portable play side of things is actually a good thing in our opinion. So if you're yet to jump on the Nintendo train to Joytown, well, this could be the one to buy. I'm Cam Bunton from Pocket-lint, and this is our review of the Nintendo Switch OLED edition. And while you're here, if you could hit like, subscribe and tap the notification bell, that would be lovely. As the product name tells you loud and proud, the third Switch model, after the original and Lite, comes with an OLED screen. This self-emitting technology isn't necessarily always brighter than LCD, but in the case of the Switch OLED panel here, it very much is. It also features richer colours and deeper blacks. The OLED model has cleaner whites too, meaning it's cooler and more natural. But the biggest takeaway about this screen is that it's bigger than the one in the original Switch. The OLED panel measures 7 inches on the diagonal compared to 6.2 inches of the original. However, this doesn't make the OLED model console's overall footprint any bigger. It's simply that the bezel has been eaten away, so there's less distracting amounts of the black stuff to the edges, delivering a more expansive viewpoint, albeit not quite edge to edge. However, the very first time we played the Switch OLED model at a preview event in London back in August, we couldn't help but notice that this new bezel is glossy, whereas the original's is matte. Gloss isn't great for reflection, so overhead lighting caused some distractions in that instance. However, since using the Switch OLED at home, admittedly in the grey, rainy end of summer UK season, it's far less standout than we had thought at first. Now, the Switch OLED's dimensions do differ a tiny amount compared to the original, and it's a little heavier, but having handled both one after the other for the sake of this review, we're sure you really wouldn't know. The physical height is identical between both products, which is great as it means the Joy-Con controllers are interchangeable, should you have a spare set to make use of and fancy mixing things up a bit. Some of that dimension increases down to the OLED model's new, larger integrated kickstand. This is a vast improvement over the tiny stick-like one on the original Switch, making desktop mode, where you can detach the Joy-Cons to play as if the Switch is a mini TV, far more viable. It holds strong and is adjustable through the wide array of angles. The Switch OLED model also comes in a white colorway finish, which helps it stand out visually from the original model. Even the dock is finished in white, giving it a clean, cool look. The dock adds a LAN Ethernet port at the expense of the internal USB socket, but this is ideal for ensuring solid connectivity to a router. Besides, there are 2 USB ports on the exterior of the dock anyway. Switch OLED is a clear winner when it comes to playing on the go, thanks to that luscious screen. The thing is, that's kind of the point of the Switch Lite, the one Switch console that can't connect to a TV, which has a smaller and inferior screen. As the OLED model adds no extra grunt to power proceedings over the original Switch, if you're largely a TV screen player, well, there's zero difference between the two main console options. It's identical in terms of graphical fidelity. It's HD-ready 720p on the portable screen, upping to Full HD 1080p on a TV screen. And that's where the cynical edge could perhaps creep in. A lot of people were expecting a Switch Pro instead of this OLED model. But that's not the deal here. It's more of a mid-life cycle change-up. But if you've never bought a Switch before now, then, well, the OLED model is the obvious one to go for in every regard. Furthermore, there's no distinctive battery improvement. The wide-reaching scope from Nintendo's word is between 4.5 and 9 hours on a single charge. We've been playing Metroid Dread, which is the launch title that comes along with the OLED model as it happens, and have been able to get over 5 hours of portable play no problems, without getting 5 hours into the game, as it's unexpectedly difficult. Small criticism, we wish the charging was speedier. At 3 hours via USB-C or in the dock, it's hardly a fast charging device. Oh, and the whole Switch family still doesn't have much appetite for third-party apps. There's still no Netflix, for example, which is a shame given the OLED model's new and improved screen. That said, you buy a Switch to game, not watch Gossip Girl. All that said, it's difficult not to let the Switch OLED model sweep you away with its sheer brilliance, because let's face it, you buy into Nintendo for its first-party games, many of which are absolute bangers. Everyone knows it, Nintendo has made and continues to make some of the very best games ever. That, above all else, is what sells the Switch series. Whether you want to buy the OLED model for the optimum on-the-go potential, or save a little bit of cash and use an original Switch primary for TV-based use, there's a whole variety of quality games on offer. Every time a AAA title graces our offices, it seems to succeed, from Zelda Breath of the Wild delivering our favourite ever Link adventure, to Super Mario Odyssey delivering charm and imagination to 3D platforming fun, and Animal Crossing New Horizons' record-breaking popularity. How you judge the Switch OLED will almost certainly come down to where you currently sit in the world of Nintendo. If you already own the original console and predominantly use it for TV-based play, there's no need to buy one. Conversely, if you want the best mobile experience, then it's clearly leaps ahead thanks to the considerably improved screen. The cynical angle would say there should be more than 64GB of storage, despite being double the original, and the fact that there's a micro SD card slot for expansion. We'd like a less reflective bezel, more battery, more power, more everything. But that's a future Switch Pro 4K, perhaps. Not what the Switch OLED is all about. The positive angle, which is 100% our take, is that the Nintendo Switch lineup offers some of the very best games out there, especially first-party games. That is the absolute reason to buy any Switch, whichever of the three current consoles that happens to be, and why Nintendo is, in our eyes, unfaltering in its ways. The OLED console simply delivers that experience in a better screen package for mobile players. So if you don't have a Nintendo Switch and have been pondering getting one for some time, then, and it's kind of obvious, the OLED model is the best of the bunch. It's not a game-changing experience like the original one was, but it's still the best mobile console experience on the planet right now. And given the bevy of super titles already available for it, there's no hesitation in awarding this console a full marks score. I've been Cam, I'm at Cam Bunton on social media. You can get hold of me there if you want to, or use the comments down below. Let me know if you have any questions. And if you like this video, please do leave a thumbs up, tap subscribe and the notification bell, and then you don't miss any more of our videos. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.